Guys, we need to move past these kind of template phrases and think a little bit more creatively. So here's what you could say instead to sound a little bit less annoying. Hey guys, it's Dasha here. Let's talk about the phrases you should stop using in professional emails. Today, we're gonna cover some of the most cliche vocabulary and expressions that so many people use in work emails, and I will of course give you alternatives that you could use instead. If this is something that you're interested in, then keep watching this video. Cliche expression number 1, just touching base. Now, to touch base is an idiom that means that you want to contact or reconnect with someone. You might be tempted to write something like, "Hi Jack, I'm just touching base with you about last week's meeting." What is actually wrong with that sentence? Well, if you're a small business or working in sales and want to engage a customer, you need to make sure that your message is clear and to the point. The phrase "just touching base" generally sounds very vague and extremely cliche because it's overused and has no value. It also makes your emails sound a bit spam-like, and you don't want that. If you want to be an effective communicator, your emails need to be clear and cut to the chase. As an example, you could simply propose a specific date and time to talk by saying, "Hi Jeff, let's book a time to talk about ABC project sometime soon. Does next Friday, 9th of April at 2 p.m. work for you?" Or you could be a little bit more indirect and instead ask for information followed by a proposed date to talk. So you could say, "Hi Martha, I was wondering if you had a chance to have a look at the report I sent you last week. I would really appreciate your feedback. Are you free to have a quick call at 1 p.m. tomorrow?" Now, be honest, how many times have you used the phrase "pair my last email" or something along those lines? Do yourself a favor and don't ever again repeat this phrase. What you're really saying here is, "I know you saw my last email and this is the second time I'm telling you, and I don't want to have to tell you again." In other words, saying "pair my last email" sounds very passive-aggressive and makes the recipient feel that they did something wrong. The alternative is pretty easy. Just repeat what you said in your previous email for the second time. Mind-blowing. And speaking of being passive-aggressive, avoid using phrases like, "if I misunderstood," "unless I've misunderstood," "am I correct to understand that?" "Are you trying to say that?" "Correct me if I'm wrong, but..." In fact, no, I stand corrected. They actually sound flat-out aggressive. Notice how these phrases at first glance look as if they put the blame on the writer, but they in fact make the recipient feel stupid. That's because by saying something like, "am I right to understand that?" is the same as saying, "I don't think you explained yourself clearly, and so I'm going to repeat what you just said and add a few assumptions because I think I can do it better." Look, the last thing you want to do with your email is to create a minefield for misunderstandings, or even worse, make the other person feel that you're upset with them. So just leave it out entirely and simply ask your question. Now, the last time I checked, we're currently living in the 21st century, and sending messages through carrier pigeons and smoke signals is really not a thing anymore. So what the heck would possess anyone to ask someone in an email, "Please confirm receipt"? I mean, are we still living in the Victorian era? This drives me crazy. If you're ever in doubt as to whether your email went out, check your outbox, or that you didn't misspell the recipient's email. Otherwise, you'll just sound ridiculous. Don't be that person. Moving on to the cookie cutter email phrase that, admittedly, I keep on using is, "I hope this email finds you well." I absolutely detest this one, and quite frankly, I don't know why I keep using it all over and over again. It's so overused and meaningless, but more importantly, it's insincere. It's insincere because you most definitely don't give a crap about how the recipient is doing, and you're just using this template phrase to look polite. Spoiler, you don't. Here's what you could say instead. Nothing. You don't have to say anything. Just get to the point. But if you know the person you're writing to, you could write something personal like, "Hi Sam, congratulations on publishing your first article last week." Or, "I hope you enjoyed your holiday basking under Spain's glorious sunshine." And one of my personal favorites is the opener, "I know you're swamped, so I'll be brief." But you actually need to be brief. Don't just produce like a 10-page memorandum. Yes, I think this one is going to shock you, but one of the most cliche email phrases is none other than "please find attached." We've all used it. I'm not judging. Oh, I'm so judging. But all I can say is it's outdated and annoying. Guys, we need to move past these kind of template phrases and think a little bit more creatively. So here's what you could say instead to sound a little bit less annoying. "Please refer to the attached document for more details. The relevant information is in the attached file. This document has... Let me know if you have any questions about the attachment. I'm sharing document A with you." Here's another one for you. Friendly reminder. A lot of the times using the word friendly to sound friendly is, you guessed it, passive aggressive. And what do we do about passive-aggressive phrases like that? That's right, we avoid them. It doesn't matter how you rephrase it, kind reminder, gentle reminder, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. You're basically saying it should have been done yesterday and making the recipient feel forgetful. As an alternative, you could just rephrase and repeat your previous email. You could start it off by saying something along the lines of, "I was wondering if you had a chance to consider my proposal about something, something, something." And since we're nearing to the end of this video, let's talk about all the different ways you shouldn't end your email. Take the sentence, "I look forward to hearing from you," which is a phrase as old as time. It kinda sounds like, "You better reply to my message ASAP or else." But at the same time, it's also quite ambiguous because it makes the recipient think, is there a deadline? Here's a few other ways to say that you look forward to a reply. Alternative number 1, and my all-time favorite, eager to know what you think. Or you could say, "I'm eager to receive your feedback." If, however, you have a deadline to meet and need to receive a reply or documents from your client by a specific date, you could say, "I'd appreciate it if you could please send through the documents by the end of this week, as we need to file your application by Tuesday, 11th of May, 2021, and emphasize the date. That way you avoid any unnecessary misunderstandings and ambiguity. Turning to the good old phrase, "do not hesitate to contact me." Unless you work in a backward industry like, I don't know, law, and your employer absolutely insists that you use archaic and old-fashioned phrases like, "do not hesitate to contact me," then just avoid them. If you want to let the recipient know that they should feel free to contact you if they have any questions, then you could just say, "Should you need any further information, please let me know. Please feel free to contact me if you need any further information. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Let me know if you need anything else. Drop me a line if I can do anything else for you." That way you will give off a fresher vibe to your emails and you won't sound like an extinct dinosaur. And lastly, the sentence, "thank you in advance." I always hated this one. Well, to be fair, I hate all the phrases I mentioned today, but this one really grinds my gears. There's just no need to say in advance. It's entirely unnecessary. It also sounds very old school, and it's as if you're assuming that the other person will do what you've just requested. In a way, you're taking away their right to say no or being unable to help. Just say this instead. "Thank you for your help, time, assistance. I really appreciate the help, assistance, or support you've given me. Thank you once more for your help in this matter." We are done for today. Thank you guys so much for sticking around till the end of this video, and I hope that you found these tips useful. Drop me a comment below if you've ever used any of these phrases, and let me know if you've enjoyed this video by hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. See you later. Bye!